In this video, we are going to do a global optimization example with Nastran Solution 200. My name is Christian Aparicio. If you have any questions regarding Nastran Solution 200 or optimization, you're welcome to contact me at this email address. Today, we are going to be using the Nastran Solution 200 web app. So if you want access to this web app, please also contact me at this email address. Now, I am assuming you have some experience with Nastran Solution 200. Global optimization is one of the more advanced capabilities in Nastran's optimization capability set. So it would be best that you first go through some of the easier examples on my YouTube channel and then perform this global optimization example. Now, what is global optimization? So here is another surface plot, and you'll notice that if we are looking for maximums in this surface, you'll notice that we have two maximums here. We have maxima 1 here at this point, 0, 0 with the surface value of 1.02. And we have the second maximum at 1.5, 1.5 with the value of 2. Now, when you perform an optimization, the optimizer usually looks for the closest optimum. So depending on where you start, here I have another plot. Here I perform an example where I started at various design variables. The optimizer will look for the closest optimum. So if you started at any of these points that you see me highlight here in the outside, it will look for the first maximum that you see here. But here it's missing the global maximum here. If you start at this green point, this optimizer looks for this maximum. So depending on where you start, it will give you the optimum. This is important because you could completely miss a better design. But with global optimization, it can perform various searches for you that will help you find the best design. So now let's go ahead and talk about how to set this up in the Nastran Solution 200 web app. This is my objective equation. It's fairly complex. These are my side constraints or the limits on the design variables. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want to follow along, in the video description below, you'll find a link to this file. Feel free to download this and follow along. So let's go ahead and go to the web app. If you want access to this web app to perform global optimization, contact me at this email address and I'll definitely work with you on getting access. Here for the remainder of the video, I'll leave my email on the bottom right hand side of the screen. Now let's go ahead and select the files. Here we're dealing with this file. And the first thing I'm going to define is my objective equation. Click on the objective section, go to switch to equation objective, and this is where you have to type out the equation function. Now, your objective might be different in different cases. If you're doing structural optimization, your objective might be to minimize the weight. If you're dealing with dynamics, maybe you want to minimize an acoustic pressure. But here I have to manually explicitly define my equation objective. So here e to the negative, and this is going to be somewhat complex. So let's go ahead and type it in. Y2 squared close plus 2.0 times e to the negative open y1 minus 1.5 squared plus y2 minus 1.5 squared. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to contact me at this email address and I'll definitely get back to you. Now let me go ahead and zoom in and just make sure I've typed out my equation. What I want to do here is make sure that this equation objective is the same as I type it in here in the web app. So e to the negative y1 squared plus y2 squared plus 2.0 e to the negative y1 minus 1.5 squared plus y2 minus 1.5 squared. Just one quick comment. I believe this page is using variables x1 and x2. For this tutorial, I'm actually using y1 and y2. So now that I've defined my equation objective, let's go and jump to the variables section. Here, let me go ahead and make sure that the initial value for my variables will be -5 and 5. And then here, I'll leave this as -5 for now. And then here, I'll make this -1 and -1. So let me just say that again. The initial value for y1 and y2 will be -1 and -1. So if you look back at the plot, let's go ahead and see if we can find -1 and 1. So this red point, or would it be this orange point? This orange point is the starting point that we are defining. So when the optimizer starts, it's going to find this first maximum, and it's going to completely miss this better maximum here. And we'll see what global optimization does to help find the better optimum. Now, for the lower and upper bound, I'm going to go ahead and specify a lower bound of -5 and 5, and -5 for y2. I'll leave this purposely blank for now. One other thing, we need to select a property from the structure as a dummy variable, if you will. So here I'll just go ahead and pick A. You can click any other property if you would like, but this is essentially disregarded in this example. So let me go ahead and go to the exporter. If you want to perform a global optimization, go to the settings section. Under optimization type, mark the checkbox for perform global optimization. Then go back to the exporter. You'll notice a few things here. It'll tell you that you should assign a bound to your variables. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We'll go ahead and define an upper bound for y2. It's basically telling me that everything should have a design variable, or rather an upper and lower bound. So let's go ahead and type in bounds for both the lower and the upper bounds. So here, lower, upper, lower, upper. So everything's good. Let's go back to the exporter, and the message goes away. So now I can go ahead and download a zip file. Let's go ahead and confirm we want to keep it. Let's extract the contents. Now, what you're going to see Nastran do, it's going to perform multiple optimizations at different starting points. If you remember the bounds we specified, -5 to +5, we're basically creating a box, a search space, if you will. Inside of this search space is where the global optimization is going to perform multiple local optimizations. So let's go ahead and start that. So here you'll see that it'll start with one job, and then it'll start with the second job. And then I think I forgot to configure this example. We'll see if it ends up working out. Okay, perfect. It's running just fine. Here it started at one point. So let me go back here. You can imagine that it performed this optimization first, and then performed another optimization second. So this would be this green search. Then it performs a third optimization at a different starting point. And then here it performs another local optimization from a different starting point. And the same for the last one. It performs a local optimization from a different starting point. So it takes your search space, it performs multiple local optimizations at different starting points. At the end of that, it looks at all the found optimums, and it takes the best optimum out of all the ones it found. Just go ahead and look back here. So this is what's happening. It's performing local searches at different initial points. At the very end, it's going to take the best optimum, and it's going to say that that is the global optimum. So here, let's go ahead and pause there for a moment, and let me just give you a kind reminder. This is one of the more advanced capabilities in Nastran Solution 200. I am here to support you. If you're a student or professional engineer, I am more than glad to answer any questions you may have. Now let's go ahead and look at the results. Here you can see that the objective was found for a value of 1.928. Now, one thing I neglected to do, remember that we want to find the maximum, and here I inadvertently set it as the minimum. Here I actually don't know what the minimum would be. Let me see if I can see. So here it must have just found a solution on this surface that you see here, a value of 0. So let me go ahead and correct this and make this a maximum. Let me go back to the exporter and let's go ahead and redo this example. And while this example is running again, let me just give you a quick reminder where you can find other training material. So if you have access to the web app, there is a large collection of tutorials in the tutorial section. This tutorial I'm covering is included here. I also have examples for structural optimization, dynamic optimization, system identification or model matching, composite optimization. This is all included in the tutorial section. If you want to perform topology or topometry optimization, and here, let me go ahead and start this new global optimization. If you want to perform topology optimization, there are tutorials here for that too. And for those who want more advanced training, there is also an advanced tutorial section. So now we've already gone ahead and started my next global optimization job. Remember that the optimizer is going to perform various local optimizations at different starting points. Then it's going to take the best solution out of all of them, and it's going to take that as your global optimum. Now, the error I made in the previous optimization is I had the objective set to minimum. So it most likely found a solution somewhere here in this very flat section of the surface. Now, since now I set it to maximum, it should find this global maximum of, here, let me see if I can eliminate some of this so I can actually show you what that is. We should ultimately land at a value of 2 with the y1 and y2 of 1.49 and 1.49 respectively. So let's go ahead and take a look and see where we're at right now. I think I'll go ahead and pause there and just let this finish. So the optimization has completed. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results. So here we see the results of each search. Search 0, search 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They all landed at a local maximum of 1.025. If we look at the plot here, you can see that 1.025 is this lower peak here. This is the local optimum for these search paths here. If we look at the results again, we see that it found a better maximum of 2.0. This would be this higher peak. So where is my plot? Here. So here, this peak here has a value of 2. So this is the better optimum. If we read the message, it says the global solution is local optimization sample 2, a value of 2.0. So here, let me just go ahead and show you that sample 1 and sample 2 led to the same global optimum. Here in this table, you can see that the value of the objective is 2, and the design variables are 1.49, 1.49 for both y1 and y2. So that's global optimization. Again, it's a very advanced capability. I hope that this video helped you better understand what exactly is going on. Once you start performing optimization with dozens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of design variables, it's possible that you may have just found a local minimum. So say you're optimizing for weight. After you perform your optimization, you may have found a local solution for weight. When you use global optimization, you could possibly find a better optimum for your weight. So I recommend performing global optimization whenever you can. It can help you find a better solution in some situations. Now, I think I'll go ahead and pause there. And a quick reminder that if you need any additional training material, you can go to the user's guide in the web app. Alternatively, you can go to the home page, and in the training section, you'll find links to the same tutorials. With that, I'll pause there, and thank you so much for watching.